Hello and welcome to another Tri-Campus Games Bulletin. The first day of competition is now over and our teams have wasted no time in trying to get out of the blocks and make sure they assert themselves in their various disciplines. Hiren.
Yes, we've had many tense encounters with everyone trying to get their hands on a much coveted Tri-Campus Games gold medal.
First to racket sports, and it was an early start for some of our students in squash as Malaysia took on the first seed of the UK, while in badminton the Chinese were up against a very tough Malaysia squad.
In the squash, the UK men dominated over the Malaysia students. The UK women, however, were not as successful, losing 1-3 to the Malaysian team. Despite this, the men were able to complete a 4-0 clean sweep. In the badminton, both China and Malaysia brought a strong start to their games. In the men's, the Malaysia team won 6-0, whilst in the women's, the China team won 6-0. In table tennis, the results proved similar to those from badminton. In the men's team, the Malaysia team won 3-0, and the women's, the China team also won 3-0. Tennis, however, showed a dominant form to the Malaysia team, with the women's winning 4-1 against China, and the men's team winning a 5-0 clean sweep. Earlier in the morning, the table tennis teams from all three campuses visited Nottingham University Samworth Academy, an academy that is sponsored exclusively by Nottingham University.
Through our sponsorship, the academy holds many strong links with the university. Our specialism is science and health, so we are always looking for opportunities to bring in sports persons, sports scientists into the academy. We became aware of the Tri-Campus Games through actually our involvement in the Mayfest event, which is a community event at the university. And we had the opportunity to invite some athletes into the academy, and we felt it would be best if the table tennis athletes would come in, because our students have a real interest in table tennis, both socially and within their PE lessons. It was a really nice opportunity to bring the guys in for the students to meet them, to act as role models, but also to kind of heighten their awareness of global and cultural links as well.
A very tense encounter there between the Malaysian and UK squash players, and I know for a fact the Malaysians were delighted to go up against their more established counterparts. Kelvin Coy, of course, looking to add another medal to his Tri-Campus collection in his 4th games. Yet to win a gold, though, unlike Tam Wen Kiat, the Malaysian badminton player, who is yet to lose a Tri-Campus match and added another victory to his record today.
Meanwhile, it was great to see all our table tennis players head off to Samworth Academy, a school that has been sponsored by Nottingham University itself.
Now over to ball sports, and there was more tight action when the Malaysian volleyball players took on the UK, tit for tat all the way, and we're going to have a look at that right now.
Volleyball kicked off today's schedule this morning with an incredibly close match between the UK and Malaysia campuses. It was going point for point all the way through, but eventually the UK saw their way clear to winning 3-1.
It was good. It was tough. Our opponents took every ball that we tried to put on the floor, and luckily in the end we managed to come up with better play and win.
The women's basketball saw the Chinese put up a spirited defence against the UK campus. However, Despite their valiant attempt and 22 points, they were eventually overwhelmed by the UK's 76 points. In the men's match, the story was slightly different, with China providing a much stronger defence and really pushing the UK right to the limit. However, the scores finally ended with the UK victorious at 70 points to 49.
It was tough to start with. I mean,
they played really good.
Yeah, we took about a 15-point lead, and then I think we relaxed a bit. They started hitting shots.
Started fouling. They started going to the line.
They were great from the free throw line.
On to football, and after having seen the UK women's team beat China 9 goals to 0, the men's team took them on. After a good match, the UK emerged victorious, winning as they did 3-1. The last match of the day was the mixed ultimate frisbee that took place between the UK and Malaysia campuses. Malaysia, despite earning some fantastic points, eventually were overhauled by the UK and lost 10-3.
Yes, basketball was a very entertaining match, great playing on both ends.
And of course, football was very close as well. Not quite as high scoring as the basketball. However, the women's UK team were, of course, able to assert themselves with a 9-0 victory over China. The Chinese men's endeavour, unfortunately, didn't see them break down the tough UK side, who walked away 3-1 victors.
Don't forget all the fun evening activities. Tonight it was dodgeball. Let's take a look.
Today's evening activity was dodgeball, and as usual it was the normal mix of chaos, mayhem and complete unpredictability. With balls flying everywhere, it was soon clear that everybody was enjoying themselves. However, after making a valiant start, both the UK and the Chinese campuses seemed to be overwhelmed by the absolute phenomenal skill that the Malaysian team seemed to show. In the end, the Malaysians scored nearly double the points of their counterparts from the United Kingdom and China, and were the clear winners of this event.
Well, some absolutely mental action there in the dodgeball. Few controversial refereeing decisions as well, and the students will not take those lightly if they pollute the sports later on in the week.
Don't forget, all of these scores get counted to the final results at the end of the Tri-Campus Games. As you can see on the screen, this is the breakdown of all of today's results. And don't forget, you can catch all of today's highlights on Facebook and YouTube, both /Tri-Campus Games.
And of course, don't forget our Twitter feed at Tri-Campus Games. And if you want to get involved in the conversation, please too, just remember to hashtag TCG4. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow with even more Tri-Campus action. Ta-da.